अंतसुखो अंत आराम तथा अंतर्ज्योतिरेव च रेवय स योगी ब्रह्म निर्वाणम ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति। जो पुरुष अंतरात्मा में सुख वाला है, आत्मा में ही रमण करने वाला है तथा जो आत्मा में ही ज्ञान वाला है, वह पुरुष सच्चिदानंद घन परमात्मा परब्रह्म के साथ एक ही भाव को प्राप्त सांख्य योगी शांत ब्रह्म को प्राप्त होता है। आई एम रीडिंग इट अगेन। यो अंत सुखो अंत आरामो तथा अंतर्ज्योतिरेव स योगी ब्रह्म निर्वाणम ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति। जो पुरुष अंतरात्मा में ही सुख वाला है, आत्मा में ही रमण करने वाला है, आत्मा में ही ज्ञान वाला है, वह सच्चिदानंद घन परमात्मा के साथ एक ही भाव को प्राप्त सांख्य योगी शांत ब्रह्म को प्राप्त होता है। That yogi who is always situated within his own self, and that yogi which is always moving around and within his own space, and one who is always situated in the knowledge of the self which is the real knowledge, that yogi is in oneness with the divine and in oneness with the supreme Brahma, and he acquires the peaceful and the blissful nature of the Brahma. क्योंकि ब्रह्म भी शांत स्वरूप है, इसलिए वो योगी भी शांत स्वरूप को प्राप्त होता है। So the slok says, because the supreme Brahma, the divine supreme energy, is also in a state of bliss, state of absolute peace. The yogi who is going into his own self, remaining around in his own self, enjoying the bliss of his own inner self, he also acquires the true blissful and the peaceful character of the Supreme Brahma. Means he becomes like him. So if you attach to, these are only labels. You can call the Supreme Energy, Supreme Brahma, you can label it as Shiva, you can label it as Sri Krishna, you can label it as anything you want. There is no problem with it. As long as you remain very open-minded, that divine energy you can label anything. But your labeling will not change its character. It remains the same. You can call the law of gravity something different, but the nature of law of gravity is not going to change. It will remain as it is. You can say, I don't believe in law of gravity, but if you jump from a height, you are going to break your feet because the law of gravity is independent of your belief, is independent of how you label it. So this beautiful verse, he says. And then in furtherance of it, it says, Labhate Brahma Nirvana Rushayakshina Kalmasha Chinnadveta Yatatmana Sarvabhuta Hitirata. जिनके सब पाप नष्ट हो गए, जिनके सब संशय ज्ञान के द्वारा निवृत्त हो गए, जो संपूर्ण प्राणियों के हित में रत है और जिसका जीता हुआ मन निश्चल भाव से परमात्मा में स्थित है, ऐसा ब्रह्मवेता योगी शांत ब्रह्म को प्राप्त होता है। फिर से वही बात करते हैं, बट दे आर एलाबोरेटिंग फर्दर। As a result of being situated inside, as a result of you being situated within your own self, all your sins are washed away automatically. The sins are incurred only when we go outside. There is no way of incurring any sin when you are totally situated inside. जब आत्मा में योगी रमण रहता है तो पाप करने की कोई गुंजाइश ही नहीं रहती. There is no way you can commit. कोई उपाय ही नहीं है कि आप पाप कर सको. There is no way you can commit sin while being inside, because being inside is aligning with the Supreme. And when you are aligned with the Supreme, you will always remain without any sin. आप पाप रहित हो जाते हो. और जिनके सब संशय छिन्न हो गए. So when you acquire the real knowledge, when you know yourself, you know the real knowledge. The outer knowledge is not real knowledge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, Etad jnanam iti proktam ajnanam vadatonyatha. Only the knowledge of the soul, only the knowledge of the Supreme is the real knowledge. Every other knowledge is just an instruction, is just an accumulation of instruction. It's only you are writing notes. Yeah, you can use it in the material world, but it is not the spiritual knowledge. So when you are situated in your spiritual self, when you are aligned with your own self, you are aligned with the Supreme Brahma. And when you are aligned with the Supreme Brahma, all your doubts disappear. All your skepticism just goes away. And you will start feeling it's me and him. It's between me and him. And there is nobody inside. Nobody can even understand your relationship with him. Even if you try to explain to your own family, they will just make fun of you because they cannot get it. They cannot understand it. Your own people, your very close and near and dear friends, relative acquaintances, you will just become alien to all those people. So this is a very, very courageous path. To walk on the path of spirituality is a very courageous path. Nobody understands you. Nobody would then, they will start ignoring you. Nobody would want to be associated with you. They will label you as a crazy person. That's why we call Kabir mad, Kabir Divana, Mira Divani. Narsi Mehta, we called him Gelo. Gelo means extra crazy. In Gujarati language we have word Gelo. Gelo means extra crazy. Totally stupid. What? Extra crazy.
Oh,
Gelo. Now you can call mad or murk. There is a word in Hindi, murk. Not, but in Gujarati we have a typical word, Gelo. Gelo means extra crazy. So all these people will deem you to be Gelo, extra stupid, because you are so much in a mad, loving relationship with the divine. It's like a boy falling in love with a girl, newly, or a girl falling in love with a boy, and she's crazy about him. Whatever he says, she will do, because he loves him so much. Similarly, a divine person who is associated with the Brahma, he becomes in a mad, loving relationship. And that's the only mad, loving relationship, lasting forever. The worldly love is here for a year or 2 or 3 or 4. And then it kind of starts going, it withers away. But the divine love actually accelerates. वो वर्धमान होता है. उसकी प्रक्रिया वैसी है, it accelerates day by day, day by day. Sankaracharya said, Dine Dine Navam Navam. The great yogi Sankaracharya said, every day I have a different experience of the divine. And it culminates upon the previous culmination. And I go deeper and deeper, and it is so blissful. I find it hard to come out of it. The real yogis, it is a torture for them to come out of their meditative trance. If you ask them a question, they want to answer, but for them it is very difficult to come out. उनको बाहर आने में बहुत कष्ट होता है. So Parikshit Raja asked a question to Sukdev ji about Sri Krishna, and Sukdev ji, just by hearing the name Krishna, he went into a deeper state of meditation. Just by hearing the name, just as a girl listens to the name of the boyfriend and she goes crazy. Similarly, by just listening the name of Sri Krishna, or Shiva, or anything you believe in, you go into a deep meditation. And after a long time, with great effort, with great pain, he came out to answer the question raised by Parikshit Raja. This is a vivid description of in Srimad Bhagavad. Parikshit Raja ने कृष्ण के बारे में सवाल पूछा, और कृष्ण का नाम सुनते ही सुखदेव जी एक ध्यान मग्न हो गए, और उनकी आंखों से आंसू निकलने लगे. Tears started rolling off his eyes by just listening to, by somebody talked about Krishna. Tears and tears started rolling off his eyes. So that's how people, when you are aligned with Brahma. When you are aligned to your own self, you are automatically aligned with Brahma. और ऐसा ज्ञान जिसको प्राप्त होता है उसके संपूर्ण संशय निवृत्त हो जाता है. ऐसा जो है व्यक्ति प्राणी सर्वभूत हिते रता. Such a yogi he loves everything and everybody. He is not an enemy of anybody. Even if you hurt him, even if you are his enemy, even if you are speaking against him, he still loves you. And he wishes well for everybody, for entire existence. So that's why we say antariksha santi, abha santi, santi santi revacha. Even if you hurt me, I expect that you remain peaceful. Wish you well. So ऐसा जीता हुआ मन जिसका मन निश्चल भाव से परमात्मा में स्थित है, ऐसा ब्रह्मवेता व्यक्ति जो है शांत ब्रह्म को उपलब्ध होता है. So such a yogi acquires the very true character of Brahma, which is nothing but absolute peace, absolute remaining at your own state of equilibrium. So these are very beautiful slokas Krishna has given. Only 4 or 5 slokas are remaining in this chapter. And Krishna is pushing his point to the climax. And it would be great to understand this. So he said, Yo antasukho antarama, we had looked at it last time. Only when you are situated inside, there is peace and happiness. The moment you start going out, stress will arise. बाहर की जर्नी में स्ट्रेस होगा ही होगा. There is no other way. The moment our consciousness starts flowing out, there will be misery. There is no other way. This is absolute truth. The moment we start going out, जैसे ही हम अपने आत्मा से परात्मा में जाते, पर में जाते, स्व से पर में गति हमारी होती है, तो दुख का आविर्भाव होगा ही होगा. That's why Krishna said, यही संस्प्रजा भोगा दुख योनो यैवते आदि अंतवंत कमतेय न तेषु रमते बुधा. The moment you indulge into sense gratification, because the sense organs are programmed to go out. My eye is programmed to go out. My ears are programmed to go out. The only way you can do is to turn the direction of my sense organ towards inside. We move in all directions in this world. There are 10 directions. Okay. But if you take the 180-degree turn and let the sense organs start flowing inside, then the real bliss really happens. So everything outside, why there is misery outside? Because everything outside keeps on changing. You assume you bought a car and you are happy. But tomorrow the car will change. After 5 years or even a month after. Or tomorrow you bought a car, you rolled out of dealership and somebody hits your car. You were happy a moment ago. Because everything changes. And when it changes, your expectations are belied. So that's why there is misery outside. Krishna says, dukkha layam asasvatam. The world is full of misery because it is not permanent. Things will change. You say, I built a house, now I live happily with my family. It's not going to happen. Things will change. The family members will change. You will change. The house will also change. It can deteriorate. So anything can happen. And if things change beyond your expectation in a negative way, the misery will automatically follow. So misery is there because things keep on changing. Asasvat. And then, but if you align with your inner self, the inner self is permanent. The divine is permanent. The supreme Brahma is permanent. It doesn't change. It is there permanently. So therefore, with supreme Brahma there is happiness. With the worldly things, unhappiness will always and invariably happen. So therefore, इस मरण धर्मा शरीर को प्राप्त करके तुम भगवान के भजन में लग जाओ. चला चली के खेल में भला भली कर दे. Kabir says, in this ever-changing world, ever-changing relationships, ever-changing wealth or prosperity or poverty, the only thing you can do is to keep yourself aligned with the Supreme. Stay connected all the time. Yeah, everything. Then there's a difference between your being inside and the doing outside. Outside you are doing everything you have to do. You are a father, you are a mother, you are a wife, you are a husband, you are a son. You have to do your worldly duties. कुछ न कुछ तो काम करना पड़ता है संसार में, वो तो अनिवार्य है. लेकिन even while doing those things, remain internally connected with the divine. This is the key. Because many times people ask question, how can you remain aligned with the divine while you are in the sansar? How is it possible? So this question was asked to Kabirji, and how it is very difficult because the worldly duties are so much. The worldly pool is so much. It is difficult to unentangle. संसार में एक बार उलझ गए उसमें से उस उलझाव में से मुक्त होना बहुत मुश्किल है. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, दैवी ऐसाम गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्या. ये मेरी माया जो उसको पार करना बहुत कठिन है. However, मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते माया मेताम तरन्ति ते. It is very difficult to come out of this worldly entanglement. However, those who remain surrendered to me, for them it becomes comparatively easier in the beginning, and then at a later stage it is just a piece of cake. As you experience unattaching yourself with the world, it becomes a piece of cake then. Yeah, you can always unattach yourself. So Kabir was asked that question and he said, okay, meet me in the evening under a tree where the village women are coming back home after fetching water. Okay. So the guy was sitting there, and then the village women were coming after fetching water. They had pots of water on their head. And they were talking, they were tickling each other, they were teasing each other, but not a single drop of water was coming out. So Kabir said, although they are carrying water over their head in big pots, their mind is still they seem to be talking, turning head, looking at each other, but their subconscious mind is still attached to keeping the balance. And that's why pots are not falling off. उनका ध्यान वो balance लगाने में. In the same way, you may be in the world, you may be entangled in the material world. Every day people are expecting you to do so many things, and yet you can remain conscious of your own consciousness. अपनी चेतना के प्रति चेतनवान हो जाना, यही आध्यात्मिकता है, यही धर्म का स्वभाव है. ये धर्म में प्रयाण है. This is going towards religion. To be conscious of our own consciousness is the initial step in the path of righteousness, in the path of religion. And that is the true religion. Now you can define that religion as Hinduism or Christianity or anything. It's only a label. The true religion is being conscious of our own consciousness. Remain inside as much. So going outside will always be painful. There is no exception to it. ऐसो जतन बता जा रे कि प्रीत करूँ और दुख नहीं होए. Show me a way. I think Kabir said or Meera said, show me a way that I go out in the material world and misery will not happen. There is no way. Misery will invariably happen. And look at our own life. We have been running outside and we have been working for our own selves for the entire of our life. 60 plus years, and yet we are miserable. If we are working for our happiness, all these 60 years, 65 years, 70 years, and we are intelligent people, we are educated people, we are smart people, we should be happy, right? But we are not happy. Every day the misery also increases. Why? Because we are working against the rule of existence. The existence says, in the outside world there is no bliss. There cannot be. There will not be. So, Krishna is talking about three possibility things. One is bliss. And he says, bliss is only when you go inside. Stay inside. Outside, we always have this idea that, okay, let me make at least $5-10 million and then I will. It's not going to happen. Even when you make $10 million, your greed will increase to make now $100 million. And even if you say stop here, you cannot sit idle. You cannot sit inside because you have gotten the habit of going out. So if you just sit idle meditating after earning $10 million, you will feel guilty that I am not doing anything. Because it conditions your mind. It conditions your inner self also. Your inner self, which is of a higher character than your mind, becomes like mind. It comes down at that level. Because all our life we have brought down our higher consciousness into our mind and the material thing. So the higher consciousness also becomes like material thing. And the law of gravity applies to it also. Otherwise the law of gravity does not apply to consciousness. It is independent of law of gravity. The consciousness is always meant to go high up. And grace of God is supposed to pull it up. But we have entangled ourselves into material world so much that our consciousness has also become material. It has become as ordinary as a chair. So the law of gravity, it pulls you down from the divine. Keeps on pulling you. And your own self, and if you don't tell your own self, your family will tell you, have we gone mad, daddy? इधर ध्यान में बैठ के क्या फायदा होगा? इतना धंधा में कौन देखेगा? We look after the business. Daddy, are you stupid? You sitting here meditating, and nothing is happening in meditating. You've not achieved anything concrete. Come back and start working in the business. You will also. So, Krishna says, bliss is only inside. There is no bliss outside. There cannot be. And it is not the experience of we few people. The trillions of human beings have come on the planet and they have gone. करोड़ों लोग एक पृथ्वी पे आ चुके. सभी का यही अनुभव है. Everybody has this experience that वो रेत से तेल निकालने की बात है. You cannot extract oil out of granular sand. We have a proverb in Hindi, रेत से तेल निकाला. We're trying to pull oil out of sand. It's not going to happen. It's a futile attempt. So sukh, if you go outside, there will be stress. Even the kings, even the big emperors who had nothing to do, but they had stress. Just because they had too much wealth. They were always worried, now my kingdom, somebody will attack, somebody will attack. They will take away this land, this part of land. A small man living in a hut, he has different kind of stress. A big man living in the big mansions, they have even more stress. The day you will quietly sit. So this is what happened. Diogenes was sleeping on a seashore, and Alexander the Great came, and Diogenes asked him, what is the plan? He said, I want to go and win Asia Minor. I want to go and win India. He said, what after that? He said, then I will lie down like this with you. He said, why don't you lie down now? And what is the guarantee that you will come back alive? What is the guarantee that you will win? What is the guarantee that you will not be captured and imprisoned, where you will not be able to lie down, you will be tortured by your own enemies? And it actually happened. He never came back alive. After he left Diogenes, and Diogenes advised him not to go, but he went. He never came back. His dead body came back. So never ignore the words of a saintly person. किसी संत के वचनों को ignore मत करो. Don't ignore the words of a saintly, esoteric master, because they have a different vision. So the other thing Krishna is talking about is knowledge. Knowledge is only, the knowledge that of self is the only knowledge. There is lots of knowledge outside. There is unlimited knowledge. But that is not knowledge, that is only instructions. You can become a doctor or a scientist or an engineer, but what you have gathered is how, how it happens. You have not gathered why. Even science does not answer why, it answers how. If you ask why is the blood circulating, you say because the heart is pumping. That is how the blood is circulating. So why is the heart pumping? Because the heart muscle is made to pump. Why is it made to pump? Well, things are like that. This is how the things are. Why are the 9 planets moving around the sun? Because the bigger body attracts the smaller bodies, and therefore they are moving in their own axis. But why should bigger bodies attract smaller bodies? Why is it not the other way around? Well, that's how the things are. That's some final answer. Or why is the nose here and not here? Well, that's how it is. There is no answer to the ultimate why. The ultimate why is only coming from inside. And when people go inside, even that why drops out. You enter the state of being a questionless person. You are surrendered so much to the divine, you have no more question left. See, the very existence of question means the ego is still there. Otherwise, who will ask the question? If my ego is gone, if I become non-entity, who is going to ask question? You are totally surrendered, you are happily situated. Why worry about why? Just enjoy what you are. क्यों आम के पेन गिनते हो जब आम खाओ? Why are you counting the mango trees? Just enjoy the mangoes. So just enjoy being within yourself. So the only true knowledge, outside you can get degrees and informations or diplomas or certificates, but they are only certificate about the external world. The only pure knowledge is that of the self, and that is absolute knowledge. And then Krishna is talking about Visram, stress-free life, or total blissful state. When the moment you go out, you will be stressful, and the problem will be different. And people want to gather money by being mean sometimes. Rickshaw wala ko 4 ana kam dete. Give a quarter rupee less to the rickshaw guy. And you feel happy, oh yeah, I saved so much money. It's all going to remain here. I've seen many people buying vegetables in India. I don't know, give me some more leaves of the coriander for the same money. And the guy still gives a little bit. I say, okay, done. Because that mindset doesn't change. Even if you are a millionaire, things will not change. If you are used to wearing, the torn off shoes, even when you are a millionaire, you will do it because out of conditioning. You will not feel like, throwing away the old and worn out shoes and giving it to someone else. You will never be able to. You may have 100 pairs of shoes, but you will never use it. That happened to Nizam of Hyderabad. After the parties were over, and he was that time the richest man in the world, he used to go and smoke the remaining butts, cigarette butts his own guest had left behind. He used to tell the servants, don't throw away the cigarette butts. I will use it up one by one. Because the mindset is difficult to change, very difficult to change. He would just clean up the butts outside, maybe with a cloth, and he will smoke it up. And he was the richest man on the planet. And he would serve dinner in silver or golden plates, but he will start eating up the residual things. He will not tell the servants, okay, you guys eat up. Or throw all these butts, cigarette butts, But he would. That was, his servants made a reflection one day that he used to do it. So outside is a problem, but going inside is a courageous step. It requires a lot of courage, great courage. You will unplease many people, and you will even question your own self. But without courage, you cannot go inside. Harino marak chhe surano. मैं बोरी खोजन चली नदी किनारे बैठ जिन खोजा तिन पाइया गहरे पानी बैठ. I wanted to experience water, but I was just sitting on the river bank. But I came to know the real river only when I dived into the river. Just sitting on the bank, keeping aloof, you will never experience the desire. You have to go inside. There are many people in our Gujarati word say, बहुत गहरा नहीं जाने का. Don't go too deep in anything. There are many even old people, they used to advise me, बहुत ऊंडा नहीं करो. Don't go too much. He said, there are many old people, they advise me, don't go too much into anything. Just keep a distance. If you don't go deeper, you will not experience it. You will just have the surface of it. So in our Gujarati language, they say, बहुत गहरे मत जाने का, ऊपर से. Just go be a jack of all trade. Don't go deeper into anything. But unless you go deep, unless you go deeper into Krishna like Meera, you will not experience the divine bliss of Sri Krishna. Unless you go deep into deep meditation, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Vivekananda, you will not experience the connection with Brahma. You will not. This is, even in a worldly relationship, half love doesn't work. You have to love absolutely. If you are loving a woman, you have to love her absolutely. If you are half-hearted, she will know you are half-hearted. Or if the woman is half-hearted, the man will know that she is half-hearted. Even in a worldly loving relation, you have to go full heart. So with the divine love, you have to go full heart. मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल दूसरा न कोई. For me, it is only the Lord Krishna, Meera said, and no one else. For me, it is only Shiva and no one else. You get this resounding sound coming out of you. That I am surrounded by Krishna, I am surrounded by Shiva, and I am surrounded by Shiva Shakti. You get this resounding feeling. But if you start saying, no, I don't want to go deeper, then the divine powers, they turn their face away. They are ready to come and dwell inside you, but if you are little bit of reluctant, no, let me think about it. No, come after a year when I have made up my mind. This year I have to marry up my daughter. Next year I will think. They will run away. And next year they may not come. That's why in Hindi we have Subhasya Sigram. If you have a noble thought, do it right away. Because you never know tomorrow. You may not be there tomorrow. If you think of donating something to temple today, do it right now. Otherwise tomorrow, your mind will change. Your mind will argue with you. Oh, well, this temple has a lot of money. Look at the big building they have made. Why give to the temple? Maybe you keep it for something, keep it for you. Or somebody may advise you, no, don't give. You'd rather use it for the education. The ideas can wither away. And tomorrow, even if you want to donate to the temple say, no, we don't want donation. You wanted to help a beggar, right? Tomorrow the beggar can say, no, I don't need your mercy. Who says? Think, because this world is ever changing. And human beings change, things change, events change. And therefore they say, Subhasya Sigram. If you have a noble and divine thought, implement it right away, because things can change the very next moment. So this is, you have to have a big courage. So whenever there is a chance, just close the eyes. When you are waiting, your son is playing baseball. Okay, let him play. You close your eyes. Start observing your breathing. The first technique given by Shiva to Parvati in Vijnana Bhairav Tantra is Vipassana. Shiva said, just be with your breath going out and coming in. Just let your consciousness go out with your breathing out and come back with your breathing in. Just do that, nothing else. And Buddha did it for 6 years and he got enlightened. It's a simple thing, but it's a very complex thing. You will see your mind running away in many places. You have to bring your mind back to your breathing. So Shiva has given this technique. The second technique Shiva gave was, when you take your breath in, before it goes out, there is a gap. And when you take your breathing out, before you take the next breath in, there is a gap. He said, focus on the gap. And that miniaturize a second, fraction of a second, focus on the gap. Slowly and steadily, by focusing on the gap, you will enter another world, all of a sudden. You will enter the state of no thought, no question, nothing, just pure divine situated within you and you connecting with it. The first 5 techniques Lord Shiva gave in Vignan Bhavari Tantra is on breathing in, breathing out. When we finish chapter 5, we'll do meditation experiment. I'll give you some techniques. And same thing Krishna is saying, even in this chapter, he's telling you that focus on your Ajna Chakra while breathing in and breathing out. He's giving you same thing Shiva has given, same thing Krishna has given, same thing Lord Buddha did himself and gave it to the world. So it came to be known as Buddhist technique, but it is actually given by Shiva originally. But it doesn't matter. Shiva has no problem with it. Law of gravitation is not Christian because Newton invented it. Law of gravitation is the law of existence. Meditation techniques are laws of existence. It doesn't matter whether you call it a Shiva technique or you call it a Buddhist technique or you call it a Shivanand technique or you can call it a Sadguru technique or you go to call it something else. It doesn't matter. These are the laws of existence. And the laws of existence are laws of existence. They don't belong to anybody. It's not the monopoly of Hindus. It's not the monopoly of Buddhists. It belongs to entire mankind. It is open to anybody who wants to make use of. These are beautiful things given, 112 meditation techniques given by Shiva. And there is one technique which is suitable for you in particular. You experiment with, there is one technique which will, because everybody is different. But within 112 techniques, there is one technique specifically for me or specifically for you. And you experiment, toy around with it, you will like it, and with that you can rise up. Whatever technique you adopt, the ultimate journey is the same. So it doesn't matter. You go here, take any. But Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was the only yogi in this world who attained the Brahma through many ways. He said, if I can go through bhakti, I can also go through meditation. If I can go attain through bhakti, I can also go through gopi bhav. And he even started living in a mosque. He started doing Muslim prayers. And he reached ultimate Brahma through Islamic ways also. But he can do it, we can't do it, because we have so much bias.
He was already there. So
Yeah, he was already there. He started doing the Muslim prayers himself, and he became, inside him, he became totally Muslim. And he reached the same Brahma he had reached through Ma Kali. He can do it. Yogis can do it. Because once you reach to the top of the mountain, you can say, oh, I came this way, but I could have come this way also. This way also, this way. All ways are the same. But now why waste time in again trying? Just stay where you are. If you have reached the peak, stay at the peak and enjoy the beautiful scenery. And you scale one peak, millions of other peaks will appear. So the journey is endless. Even the spiritual journey is endless. ऐसा नहीं कि एक बार आत्मज्ञान हो गया खत्म. Every day the divine experience will be different. The God, Brahma will reveal himself in many, many different ways every day. And every experience will be totally different. And will bring extra bliss. कुछ और रंग लाती है. That's why again Sankaracharya said, Dine dine navam navam. Yada tatha tatha yathas. Tathaiva Krishna satkatha. Maya sadeva giyatam. Tatha krupa vidiyatam. Let these stories of the Lord be sung through my throat forever. Maya sadeva giyatam. Some people say, oh, I don't believe in all this bhajan and all this thing. And their master was a great believer in Sankaracharya. And Sankaracharya said, yes, this. Believe, let Sri Krishna's bhajan be sung through my mouth forever. Let me be totally surrendered. Because Sankaracharya initially was in total Advait, totally impersonal form of the Lord. But later he realized even personal form is equally valid. Before he was only focusing on Shiva and Krishna, and he never focused on the goddess, Amba, or Durga, or Parvati. He kind of discounted them. But all of a sudden he had the experience with the Shakti, the mother, the power of the mother. And he realized, oh boy, I was missing so much. Yeah, the Shankaracharya. And in that experience he wrote, Durge smruta harati bhiti masesa jantu yasmai smruta mati maneva subham dadasi daridra dukkha bhavara harini katvadanya sarvo prakar karuna yasadarda chitta. These are the lines when he realized the personal form of goddess Durga, then he immediately jotted it down. Now he didn't have to write, but he wrote it for us. So don't be conditioned. Don't criticize anything because we don't know anything. If people are doing Navagraha Puja, don't criticize them because we don't know anything. Even they don't know anything. There is a deeper science which we are not aware of. So Krishna's stress is, this is a path of courage. But once you start going inside, all the stress of the whole of your life can go away within seconds. See, when you meditate, you gradually start becoming stress-free. When you practice meditation every day, you will see a different kind of life. You will not get irritated by small things in your life. If things don't go according to your plan, you will say it's okay. Stress will run away from you. Janmo janam ki thakan pal bhar mein chali jati. It's like if there is darkness in this temple for 1,000 years, just bring one little lamp and the darkness goes away instantaneously by a little feeble light. Similarly, the power of going inside, meditation, takes away the stress of many, many lives, not only this life. We are carrying the stress of many, many lives. It is situated in the subconscious mind. As Sigmund Freud said, the subconscious mind is 10 times bigger than the conscious mind. All the previous life sanskar, the conditioning is sitting there in a door, but it is affecting my conscious mind. So, पल भर की थकान, पल भर की साधना महीनों तक की थकान हमारी दूर कर सकती है. And this is the Sankhya Yoga. Just go inside. There is nothing to be done. You don't have to do anything. We sometimes say, oh, we have to do something. No. It is all ready-made. The food is ready. Just start eating. खाना भोजन तैयार है, खाना शुरू करो. So that's why Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Bhaja. Leave all the worldly duties, leave all the worldly entanglement and just leave it. Don't worry about it. I'll look after it. And I will liberate you from all this stress. and I will look after your things, don't worry. So that's why, when Gujarati poet wrote, Mari naad tamare haath, Hari Sambal, I have given up myself, all my worldly things, in your hands. Look after. Therefore, when Krishna says, Sarva Dharman, leave all the worldly duties. Don't worry about anything, just surrender to me. And be aligned with me. So, karna kuch bhi nahi, nothing is to be done in this world. What did Buddha do? What did Ramana Maharshi do? He just sat and talk. And they were the happiest people. It's not that you will remain hungry. The existence will take care of you. And your needs also will reduce. You will not have to have a fantastic shirt. You will not need a fantastic car. You will not need a fantastic, but existence will look after you. Someone else through existence, or existence through someone else, will look after you. Will look after your needs. It will happen. So, kuch nahi karna hai. Just being, stay doing of nothing is the greatest doing. Doing of the undoing is the greatest doing. And the effort of the effortless is the greatest effort. These are Ganit alag hai. These are different kind of mathematics. Very different mathematics than the world we are living in. Just you don't have to do anything. Okay, you want little bit, good enough for maintaining yourself. Just leave everything, Krishna says. And get into, and dhire, what will happen, even while you are meditating, the mind will run thousands of miles. Sitting here, your mind will be in Australia, in India, in China. It will go, because the nature of mind is such, it has to go around. But you become a silent witness. Just as a person sitting on a river bank is observing the birds flying in the sky, similarly, but you are not those birds. Similarly, you think, I am not those thoughts. Remain independent of those thoughts. Apne vichar se mukt raho. So remain in and just watch them. Don't fight with the thoughts. If you fight with the thoughts again, the thoughts of fighting will evoke and the anger will there and we will lose the game. Just remain a silent observer and say, I am not the thought. My inner self is Chidananda Rupa Shiva. I am a pure soul. I have nothing to do with it. Those thoughts have come to me for many, many lives. And I have gotten entangled into those thoughts. I am going to remain in it. With that practice, slowly the flow of thoughts will reduce. And one day, all of a sudden, there will be a gap. And in that gap, the yogi enters a state of no thought, state of no question, state of totally merged entity, becomes non-entity. And from there he jumps into what Krishna says, Antaharama, the inner bliss, Antar Sukha, Antar Jyoti, the inner light. He becomes light himself because he sees the light of his own self. So he comes out of the darkness of the material world to the light of his own inner being. And that's what Upanishad says, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. That's what's the meaning of Tamasoma, let there be light in the darkness. And that light is not physical lighting up. And that is a true Diwali. In Diwali we light up things. A true Diwali is when you light up your own self. I've sent Ramana Maharshi's statement to many people on WhatsApp. I even sent Osho's statement on Diwali. Until you go inside, until you see your own light within, the Diwali is only outside. It's only an external light. That will not light up your inner darkness. So that is the true. You become Antar Jyoti, you become, you Antas Sukho, Antaramo Antar Jyoti. You become आप एक ज्योतिर्मय पुंज हो जाते हो. And the soul of the light of the soul even reflects on the face. That's why a real yogi, you see lot of light on his face, lot of bliss, lot of happiness on his face. Although he is not having much thing, but there is a lot of light on his face, because his soul reflects through his eyes. See, the eyes reflect the soul. Eyes and the face, but more the eyes than the face. The light of the soul, the energy of the soul is more reflected through the eyes. And through the eyes you can connect to the inner self of another person also. If you have connected your own inner self, otherwise it is impossible. You can never penetrate me, and I can never penetrate you. But only when I have known myself, then I can know everything else. See, this is again another mathematical. Once you know yourself, you know everything around. Even you know the energy within this chair. You know the energy within this apparently dead things. And you see, oh, my Lord is inside here also. I can feel Shiva. Now it is a statement that I can see Shiva or Krishna. There you don't see anything, you feel things. Because it's independent of your eyes. That's an inner experience. So जैसे जैसे विराम बढ़ता है तो वो विराम आपके सारे मन आकाश को घेर लेता है. And in that place the true knowledge descends upon you. Then you say, oh, you are self-enlightened. In that state of no thought, the true knowledge descends upon us. And then we become Atmagnani, person who knows his own self. And slowly स्मृति आने लगती है, और जब स्मृति आने लगती है तो हम एक निर्मल ज्योति बन जाते हैं. We become प्रकाश स्वरूप हो जाते हैं. We become light ourselves. And in that light many things would start revealing. Again, the outside world is one entanglement after another. You resolve one problem and there will be 10 more problems out of it. You will think, okay, let me finish this in this weekend and then I'll be sitting quietly. And then 10 more things come out of it. You resolve those 10 things, 100 more things come out of it. That's why this is ever ending. The cause becomes effect, the effects becomes cause. ये कार्य कारण की प्रक्रिया चलती रहती है. Cause becomes effect, effect becomes, and it keeps on going and going and going. A yogi who is situated inside becomes independent of this causal chain. The laws of action and reaction don't apply to it. Cause and effect, कार्य कारण की श्रृंखला से ही उसे पार निकल जाता है. The yogi transcends beyond this chain of cause and effect, effect and cause and effect. The material world is nothing but cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. It goes on and on and on. It will never end. A yogi transcends beyond this causal change, and then he ultimately attains his own self. Now in the next very slow, let's see what's the time. 8:50. I think in 10 minutes we started late. So in the very next, he said, Labante Brahma Nirvanam Rushakshina Kalmasha Chinnateta Jitatmana Sarva Bhuta Itirada. So Arjuna was thinking that he can run away from the battlefield. But Krishna is not only letting him not run away, but he is pushing him inside his own self. He says, no, not only you are going to stay in front of me, but you are going to go inside your own self. You are not going to run away from the battlefield, but you are going to. So all the rationalization of Arjuna did not work. With a person like Krishna in front of you, your little petty games will not work. क्योंकि अर्जुन भी सोचता था कि कृष्ण भी फिर से मेरे साथ रणछोड़ बन जाएगी. Krishna left battlefield one time. So he was called Ranchhod. Ran means battle, battlefield. And Chhod means leaving the battle. So one of the names of Krishna is Ranchhod, meaning one who had left the battlefield. A true warrior never leaves the battlefield, he will die there. But Krishna played a tactical game with the enemy and he ran away from it. Not that he was coward of it, not that he was timid, but he had a calculation behind it. He ran away so the enemies followed them. And then at the right moment, Krishna attacked them. so one of the name is Ranchhod. So Arjuna was thinking, I will also become Ranchhod along with him, run away from the battle. But Krishna is not letting him do. Krishna ऐसे पत्थर मांगोगे तो हीरा ही देंगे, वो पत्थर नहीं दे सकते. People like Krishna or Shiva, even if you ask for stones, they cannot give stones. They will always give you diamond. Because they don't have stones, they always have diamond. They don't keep stones with them. So this is the benefit of being aligned with the Supreme. They always give you something beyond this world. You ask for worldly things, they give you something beyond worldly things. You ask for, oh, I want to build this house, I want to buy this car, I want to marry up my daughter or son. They give you something totally different, beyond this world, which is more blissful than the worldly thing. Our plans are sometimes very childish. His plans are very amazing. So, अशांत होने की भी विधि होती है. The moment you go out, you become stressful. So, there is a relationship between peace and Brahma, because Brahma is by nature peaceful and blissful. So, if you are peaceful, if you are in your own equilibrium, you can easily align with Brahma. But if you are not peaceful, if you are not blissful, then your mind will wander around and it will take you the journey into the outer world. So the moment we are peaceful, then we start going inside. The moment we are not peaceful, we start running outside. You might have observed. जैसे ही आप शांत होते हो, आप परमात्मा में लीन होने लगते हो. और जैसे ही आपका मन बेचैन है, तो बाहर की यात्रा शुरू हो जाती है. So there is a relationship here. अशांत चित्त जो होता है, संसार से संबंधित होता है. अशांत चित्त परमात्मा से विमुख होता है. The unstable mind, the wavering mind, connects with the material world and goes away from the Lord. The peaceful mind, the mind at its own equilibrium, one which is situated in its own self, goes away from the material world and gets connected with the Supreme. That's why even when you are treading on the path of spirituality, somebody invites you to a party, you don't really enjoy so much. Because within yourself you are always connected. People are talking about all the material things of the world. The ladies are talking about ornaments and jewelry and dresses and this and that. Men are talking of Dow Jones. Men are talking of the portfolio and investment thing. But you will not feel interested. Because you are connected with your own inner self. You are connected with your own Lord. So you will feel this because you are peaceful. And people will also comment, what are you thinking? Previously you were so intelligent, used to participate on all political, economic and all the worldly discussion. Now you are not even talking about it. I know you know a lot, but you are not even talking. And you feel, what is to be talked about? This is all trivial, childish things. Stop talking, start going inside. So there is a relationship between this. जो व्यक्ति बाहर जाता है and then he is talking about क्षीण कल्मषा, जो पाप रहित हो जाता है. How does the sin get incurred? Only when you go out, sin is incurred. Going inside, there is no sin. You always remain pure. When the consciousness is always connected with your inner self, there is no question of incurring a sin. You will always remain pure and divine. So that's another. And then Krishna says, all his doubts are chinnadvaita. All his polarities go away. He remains situated in his own field. Yatatmana sarvabhuta itirata. He is a well-wisher of everybody. Not only human beings. Even the animal kinds, he is a well-wisher of even an ant, because he loves the entire existence. Now such a person automatically goes into non-violence. See, being in a state of love or being love yourself means you are non-violent. If I love the chair, how can I break the chair? If I love you, how can I slap you? Even if you slap me, but if I love you, I will not slap you. Sometimes a little boy or your son or daughter may get so angry and he punches you inside your heart. I hate you, daddy, I hate you. But you still love your little boy and little girl. Even they are punching you. So you become like that. You love everything. Sarva bhuta hitirata. You are a well-wisher for everybody. तो शांत ब्रह्म में आप स्थित सर्व छिन्नत वेताद यतात्माना सर्वभूत हितेरता is a well-wisher of everybody. छिन्नत, all his doubts are going away. As soon as you know your own self, all the doubts will automatically go away. There is no need, then no question remains. You know, this Maulamputta was a very intelligent man, and he became Buddha disciple, and he had many questions, and he wanted to ask many questions. So he started asking questions to Buddha, and Buddha said, hold your questions for a year, and see me after 1 year. I'll answer all your questions. And he said, okay, that's fine. But after being with Buddha within his energy field, after meditating with Buddha, after listening to Buddha's discourses, and after being around with all the Buddha's advanced disciples, there was an inner transformation inside. And after 1 year, Buddha came to him. I said, I promised you, I'll ask all your questions. I'll answer all your questions. And the guy said, I don't have any question left now. Because you become पूर्ण श्रद्धामय हो जाते हो. You become totally, you have total faith. You have no questions, you have no doubts. The moment the inner journey starts, you become sinless, kshina kalmasa, and you become doubtless, and you become in a state of loving relationship with the entire existence. And therefore Jesus said, love is God. It's not our love is addressed to something, that I love this car, I love my family, or I love a particular woman or a man or whatever. Our love is addressed to something or somebody. But a yogi's love is not addressed to anybody. His love flows. He emits love for the entire existence. Just as a flower, whether you are passing by or not, it is emitting fragrance. Similarly, a yogi is emitting love, because he loves everything, because he becomes Brahma. And the nature of Brahma is peacefulness, and peacefulness also means being in a loving relationship. Now this love doesn't mean attachment. Unattached love is a different dimension again. Only when you go into that level, then you can experience that unattached love. Normally, if I love that chair, I get attached to the chair. If I lose that chair, I could become angry. But a yogi is attached to the entire existence with a state of well-wishership, subhechak, and with a vision of welfare. Kalyankari drashti. Shiva means welfare. Again, another name of Shiva means nothing but welfare.
But what?
Welfare. Well-wishing everybody. He works for the welfare of the entire universe. Kalyana. Kalyana means welfare. So Krishna is pushing through these two slokas, and thereafter all the slokas, Krishna is pushing us to the ultimate Brahma. That Brahma, you can call him Krishna, or you can call him Shiva, you can call him Ram, whatever name you go, it doesn't matter. Whether you call me Jaydev, or you call me Ashwin, or you call me anything. It's not going, I am I. I'm not going to change by your label. Similarly, it doesn't make any difference to Brahma, whether you call Brahma, Allah, or Jesus, or you are a Baha'i, or you are whatever you follow. Do it. Doesn't matter. Ultimately, you will realize that these are only names. Ultimately, the real Brahma is formless, shapeless, and nameless. The ultimate form of Shiva is nameless, formless, Nirakar, no shape, Niranjan, all pervading, pure energy is the form of Shiva. It's not like that Krishna is watching everybody with a flute in his hand. No, it is a poetic expression, nothing wrong with it. But he is a supreme energy, and therefore he can make that kind of statement here. Only when you merge into the divine energy, you can make a statement like Krishna has made. I am the commander-in-chief of the entire physical nature. Otherwise you cannot make it, because you align with Brahma, and then okay, all the powers of the Brahma are with you. And they never misuse it, because they don't want to get anything. They have no desire to get anything. They are in totally desireless state. So here we conclude that sloka, and when we meet next Tuesday, as Krishna is pushing further, we'll push further.